51 Special bombing. Is there any task for me? Pundit asked cautiously. No, there are no tasks for the time being. But you must be on standby at the base at all times. The squadron leader shook his head and said. In the end, are you still conducting an internal investigation on me? Every plane of the 32nd Wing, including the 29th Scorpion, 10th Air Dagger, and 32nd Thunderbird, is dispatched, but I have nothing to do. Go ahead. Captain, your records have indeed been submitted, but I promise, it's not as you imagined, it's working on an important mission, and you're the best person selected by the air staff. Important mission? Captain Pundit couldn't believe his ears. Yes, it is a special task directly issued by the Ministry of Defense. They think you are the most suitable. Because you have experience in operating CAB 500 KRTV guided bombs. Pundit did not speak, he did not know what special tasks would be issued to him. Ordinarily, as a pilot of an old bomber lacking precision guidance technology, what should be done is nothing more than tinkering and attacking operations. Pakistan's 2nd Armored Brigade, now moving north from Malad, wants a seasoned pilot on a mission to bomb the Jhelum Dam. This is an urgent request from the Army staff. Army intelligence analysts believe, ground forces from other parts of Pakistan must be organized into the Punjab direction. The Army has fired many BrahMos cruise missiles, but none of them hit the dam. My God, Pundit said in dismay. I don't know the exact definition of war crimes in the international community, but the bombing of dams is definitely one of them. Of course, on the other hand, he was also surprised at how BrahMos' error was so large that he missed the dam. As I said, the winner will not be judged, there's no doubt about that. That is, it's the bombing that the Army demands. It's not as simple as you think, Tabra or Ya. The dam in Lem has been a phantom combat target issued by the Ministry of Defense to the Air Force for many years. You have conducted many exercises for this over the years. This has nothing to do with the Army. In fact, the Ministry of Defense has always wanted a real operation. The attack evaluates the effect of bombs on concrete gravity dams. However, with only MiG-27s carrying 600 kilograms bombs, I'm afraid it won't cause any damage to such dams. The fur will not be hurt. The effect of the attack is secondary. As long as you hit. The squadron leader sneered and said something rather esoteric. Pundit admitted that he didn't understand it at all. But. Okay, stop guessing. Go back and have a good rest, the task will be assigned at any time. A few thousand kilometers away in a base in central China, Lin Huaisheng is sitting in the intelligence analysis room, studying the short term of this war. Direction. He has been waiting for the teacher's news, but Su Jingj did not show up as if he had disappeared. The task assigned to him was to quickly make a short-term forecast report on the development of the situation. He had no idea how the report would end 2 days ago, but he had to continue the work at hand. After all, there are not many soldiers here who have been immersed in the situation of India and Pakistan all year round. Various intelligence analysts around him shuttled back and forth, circulating shrunken satellite photos and other written materials. This war has become very interesting now. The whole world is pretending to be on the sidelines, but the satellites of the major powers over the Indian Ocean have been collecting first-hand information on both sides. In fact, the fierce confrontation between the two nuclear-armed countries has created a major crisis for the whole world. Only a few dozen hours after the war, both sides have already started to attack civilian targets intentionally or unintentionally. Rumors have been flying that the Indian fleet will be blocking Pakistan's ports. Pakistan mobilized the 2nd Armored Brigade and the 2nd Mechanized Brigade to the north, so that the 5th Army in Karachi became an empty shelf. Staff Ding went to Lin Huaisheng and said. Out of respect, he always asks Lin Huaisheng for advice first. What is the transfer of the Southern Air Force? The 32nd Wing took off a few J-7PS from Masrar to support the north, and that's it for the time being. It seems that they are just like you, but they don't believe that India will come from the south to flank," said Lin Huaisheng, speaking as if he actually knew all the plans of the Indian army. "Brother, isn't this World War II? I have some reservations about your opinion. Modern conflicts must serve political purposes, not geopolitical purposes, so this India-Pakistan conflict must be controllable. It is likely to be limited to the Air Force engagement. The Army's mobilization behind the border is only symbolic, and it will not really rely on tanks to decide the outcome." Lin Huaisheng just shook his head to express his disagreement. He knew that he could not convince his colleagues, unless the facts are in front of you. "Oh, by the way, there are some new situations. Today, the Indian Army made an appearance and launched more than 10 BrahMos cruise missiles. As a result, there was a problem with the guidance, and most of them fell on the Indian side's own side. In Mangala Lake." News from CNN at noon. Staff Ding said. "Is there such a thing?" Lin Huaisheng almost shouted. He knew it was almost impossible. Even if there was a problem with the missile technology, it was impossible for each missile to miss so many and finally fall on his own territory. "Where did these missiles come from?" "I don't know. I just watched the TV footage and the wreckage looks like an army type, probably fired from central India. The target of the attack may have been an air defense position of the Pakistan First Army. That area of Pakistan air defense, the firepower is relatively dense, so no Air Force tactical aircraft are used." "This matter is not that simple," Lin Huaisheng interrupted Staff Ding and turned around and walked to the map on the big table. "Look at the map. If India launches missiles from the central region, it is clear that these missiles are idling 90 degrees near the border, probably Gujarat, which is 25 kilometers away from Mangala Lake, otherwise it would not have fallen to Mangala Lake. The Indian side of the salient is now. You want to know, why do the missiles turn? The crux of the problem is here. The First Army is not the target of these missiles. I think there is a problem with the terrain matching equipment of these missiles. Turning, then you get lost and you fall into the lake. You see, obviously all the missiles took the same route. A route from south to north. So they lost and fell in the same area." As Lin Huaisheng said, he picked up a ruler and drew on a 1:50,000 map. "I understand what you mean. Why not attack in a straight line, but turn?" Staff Ding said. In fact, he was still very confused. "That is to say, the target they are looking for is very special, and they need to use such a direction to attack. So the target is not the airport, radar, or headquarters." "You mean the dam in Jhelum?" Staff Ding said in surprise. "Yes, the Jhelum River runs north-south on the Pakistani side, and the dam it sits on faces south, and I saw this dam from the air a few days ago, and that's exactly what it is. Whether it's tactical aircraft or cruise missiles, it can only be hit by approaching from the south. You have some understanding of what you say, that is to say, after the missile entered Pakistan's airspace from a high altitude, the turn was to attack the dam head-on, but the accuracy of GPS or terrain matching caused the missile to miscalculate. When it was time to lower the altitude, the missile flew over the dam and fell into the Indian side of the line of control. This is just. You said just now that the war would be controllable. I would say that this war has no moral boundaries, except that nuclear weapons will not be used.